Is it venomous? And it's always yes. Everything in Australia. And you think, are kangaroos venomous? Yes, they are. And you might think, Cammy, they're not. They are. Trust me, they are. They are. They will always be. They are. They are. But welcome in. Hello. We're going to be watching more Parz. more Parz. More. And eventually it's going to be more. How many more Parz can we more? Can we more? Well, we're gonna watch more. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you comment. What do we want to comment today? What's a funny word? What's a funny word to comment, chat? Oh, what is your favorite venomous animal? Please comment below and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I live in your walls. Oh my God. Ignore chat, YouTube. Pookie.
Platypus are weird, but I'm not sure you quite understand just how weird. So everyone knows the basics. They lay eggs, they sweat milk.
I honestly, truly believe platypuses were made up because I think I was watching, was it Caillou? And they had a platypus in it. And I was just like, that's not real. And then it was real. It's the same thing with narwhals. I didn't think narwhals were real.
And they look like God hit randomizer on the spore creature creator and just called it a day. But you see, mate, that's barely even scratched the surface of weird platypus features. First up, as is the qualifier for any Australian animal.
Look at it! It's so cute! It's not real! That is Photoshop! Look at it! It's too cute! Look at its little nosies!
Did you know they're venomous? No,
Of course they're venomous. Of course they're venomous.
I'm not with you heard me correctly. Male platypus actually have venomous spurs on their hind legs. These spurs are multi-purpose, acting as defense from predators, as well as a tool for throwing hands with other male platypus during mating season. And while their venom is non-lethal, that doesn't mean that getting stung by them doesn't f***ing suck. See, platypus
on their feet? Who has venomous claws?
Venom can cause extreme pain and swelling, and to ensure you remember not to f*** them again, these effects can last for several months.
Months?
And have no treatment or anti-venom, so if Perry stabs your shit, your only option is to cry about it. Next on the list of offensive capabilities, I shit you not, platypus share the same hunting method as sharks. You see, that big-ass bill isn't just for show, as it contains enough surveillance equipment to make the CIA blush. Possessing the ability to sense changes in pressure in the water, but most importantly, containing electroreceptors.
Chat, are humans just built poorly? We don't have electric receptors. We have nothing. We get whacked in the face and we bruise and we can't even do anything. We're just like a failure. We're a failure of nature. We are the failure of nature.
That track electrical signals from muscle contractions made by their prey. Meaning that when whatever they're chasing starts quaking in fear, they know about it. And last but not least, as if those things weren't already unbelievable, we recently discovered something new. Platypus are biofluorescent.
I want to boop the snoot. They're biofluorescent.
They glow. If you hit these things with a black light, they go bright f***ing green. And the best part of that is, we have no clue why they do it.
Why are they glowing?
I guess it just means Perry was a biblically accurate platypus, man. I'll give up, man. Who fucking designed this thing? Platypus.
Who? Why? How? What does blue mean? What does it mean? I wonder if it has to do with like the venom. But like, look at it. You can't tell me it's not the cutest thing ever.
Australia just found a new record-breaking insect. But
oh, yay! Yay!
Before I show him to you, how the f*** do we keep finding new bugs?
How big is Australia? There must be some bugs hiding in some cavern somewhere.
You see, Australia is home to an estimated 200,000 species of insect, which is pretty damn impressive, especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the population in Asmongold's walls. Now, the scary part of this is that out of that 200k, we've only actually identified 62,000.
Only 62,000?
Meaning that we have no idea what nearly 3/4 of the bugs in the country actually fucking do.
Oh no.
And so it should come as no surprise that while exploring Australia's dense rainforests, 2 scientists discovered a new record holder for the largest insect in the land down under.
Oh, a new big boy. It's like Big Boy Castle guy, but I think it's a bigger boy.
And it's a fucking stick bug.
A stick bug?
Introducing
That is so big. I was not expecting that. That's a whole massive, that's a log. That's not a stick, that's a log.
Alta, and coming in at a full 40 centimeters.
15 inches, that's too many inches.
And 44 grams in weight. I don't think that qualifies as a stick insect anymore. That's fucking Groot. Australia's very own Erd tree avatar was discovered in Queensland. Because of course it fucking was.
Kayla. Okay, note to self, never go to Camellia of Australia.
And despite being enough inches in length to make any man jealous, it's actually completely harmless. However,
Oh, arachnophobia warning.
Given how many oversized bugs we already have, if we find any more, I think they're gonna send the fucking hell divers.
How dare you dance? Let's go to Kayla together. Team Kayla outing. I imagine they have a lot of amazing rainforests.
Koalas are...
I know that koalas contain deadly diseases, and you do not want to be scratched by a koala, but look at its derpy face. Look at that derpy little eyes. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it.
Are really dumb. In fact, Australia's fuzzy icon is probably the dumbest thing on the planet. And that stupidity starts with their diet, because of all the things they could have chosen to eat, they chose to eat nothing but straight up poison. You see, koalas feed exclusively on eucalyptus leaves,
Eucalyptus smells really nice though.
which, shocking no one, are highly toxic, because they are full to the brim with eucalypt oil, which is so fucking poisonous that as little as 3.75 mil is enough to land you in the afterlife, with the Reaper asking you why the fuck you felt the need to eat a leaf.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Don't eat eucalyptus. Don't eat eucalyptus. I also, this picture. This picture.
What?
Oh, it's also highly flammable and burns like napalm. Because
Of course it does.
Now, despite nature putting up this giant do not eat sign, that did not stop the koala, because he can't fucking read. This suboptimal bulking diet not only gives the koala all in the way of nutrition, but also requires their body to rest to filter out the toxins so they don't fucking cark it. Meaning they need to spend upwards of 18 hours a day sleeping in...
I'm jealous. I am so jealous. I wish I could sleep 18 hours.
in order to just digest their fucking food. These dumbasses spend most of their life in a food coma. That is, however, if they even get to the food to begin with, because they are so mind-numbing.
Look at its face! Kiss its little face. I would never kiss it though, because I know it's filled with chlamydia. I don't want chlamydia.
Numbingly brain dead that they will not recognize a eucalyptus leaf as food unless it is on the branch. I could give this dumbass a lifetime supply of food, and if it wasn't on a stick, he would starve to death. It should come as...
Leaf on ground, it's no food. Leaf on stick, it food. Ground, leaf, ew, disgusting, disgusting.
no surprise to you at this point that the koala has such an esky temperature IQ that they literally have a smooth brain.
What?
The thoughts.
Koalas have smooth brains? Oh my god, new incel koala brain. That I love that because nobody would get it. The people that know, and the people that don't. They might think, oh my god, you just call me a cute koala.
Slide right off of this dumb I love him.
Oh, look at it! I don't care about this cute little smooth brain, how smooth his brain is. He's just so cute.
Scientists just de-extincted a 12,000-year-old dog.
Oh?
Well, kinda. You see, a bioengineering company called Colossal has dedicated itself to doing what every single Jurassic Park film has told us is a bad idea.
Oh no, they never learn, you know? They never, ever, ever learn to not create dinosaurs.
Bringing back extinct species. And recently, they made a breakthrough. They have managed to bring back the 12,000-year-old direwolf. You know those
I remember hearing about the direwolf stuff.
big-ass puppies from Game of Thrones that the Starks had? Yeah, those were actually a real-ass animal, alive during the late Ice Age. And the best way I can describe them to you is, basically a wolf on steroids. Yeah, buddy! These things were bigger, faster, and stronger, estimated to have the highest bite force out of any canine.
Why do we keep bringing back dangerous creatures? Can't we bring back cute, adorable creatures? Can't we bring back a Jurassic fluffy dude? Like, why do we keep bringing back the deadliest of things? Oh my god, we bring back the plague. Oh my god. Can we not bring back cute things?
And in a move that I'm sure has no implications, they have managed to bring these bad boys back to life. These two little guys are now 6 months old and have been living on a private plot of land with 24/7 veterinary care. However, they've only just been shown off to the public.
Dodos would be a great thing to bring back. Dodos would be so good because they're just like little doofuses. I feel like the dodos will be smooth-brained as well. They look like they're like stupid.
With the company going so far as to get a photo op with George R.R. Martin holding one of these adorable little killing machines, showing that man will literally interact with an extinct species before he finishes that last book. There is, however, one small problem. This isn't technically a direwolf. You see, by merit of them being extinct, short of specking into necromancy, you can't exactly bring them back. Which is where this guy comes in. You see, the grey wolf shares 99.5% of its genetic code with the direwolf. So, using CRISPR gene editing, they basically toss the grey wolf back into the spore creator, then using the code found in direwolf fossils as a build guide, juiced the out of it, boosting the size slider and putting some extra points into strength, as well as adjusting its head shape and teeth. All in all, they made a total of 20 edits to 14 genes, producing the closest thing we can get to a direwolf short of time travel. Which is cool as I give it 5 years before a man-made horror beyond comprehension breaks out of that lab and we are all playing Resident Evil. Scientists
Soon we'll be Resident Eviling up in the place.
Most snails aren't scary, except for this one. This one's Australian.
Oh.
Introducing the cone snail, an aquatic mollusk native to the land down under.
Snails are really, really weird. And especially aquatic snails.
And as seems to be the requirement when sharing your postcode with a kangaroo, you guessed it. It can quite easily cause your neck snap to be in a coffin. And the way it can achieve it is this bad boy right here. You see,
deadly tentacle.
Despite most snails having a reputation for being slow goobers that get folded by a salt shaker, the cone snail is a highly effective ambush predator. And you may be wondering, how the fuck does a creature that moves slower than the GTA 6 development cycle hunt anything? Well, that's simple. It has a grappling hook. That's right, Gary's murderous little cousin here is a roadhog, mate.
A grappling hook? A grappling hook?
Hi there.
And he hunts by slowly but surely stalking up on his prey until he's just within range, and then bang! The cone snail does a quarter circle input, spitting out a toothed harpoon at 90 kilometers a hour. This harpoon then nails its prey, allowing them to reel it in like he's playing Scorpion.
Oh my god.
And in case that wasn't bad enough, as seems to be a requirement for spawning on Australian servers, it's venomous.
Of course it's venomous. A spear that moves at freaking 56 miles per hour, of course it's a venomous spear. So you can't be just stabbed by a normal spear. You gotta be stabbed and poisoned at the same time.
That harpoon also injects its prey with a highly potent neurotoxin that instantly paralyzes it. This means it cannot put up a fight, as it is sucked into the snail's ginormous maw like a nightmarish version of Kirby.
Oh my god. I don't want to get Kirby'd.
And, just in case you thought for once you might be safe, cone snail venom is potent enough to kill 700 people with one sting.
I don't like this.
Oh yeah, and there's no anti-venom, because it's not enough that it can kill me. No, I have to die knowing there is zero counterplay. Who balanced this
That's crazy.
Australia lost a war to emus.
Oh?
But how? How the did we lose an armed conflict with flightless birds? Well, it all started in 1932 when farmers in Western Australia wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem. That's emu territory. And
Emus are like, you can't be growing wheat in my territory. You can't be going and growing some damn wheat in the territory.
Emus really like wheat. And coming in at 6.
Oh, they love some wheat. They're kind of cute. Chat. Would you have a pet emu? Because I would.
Foot tall and 40 kilos in weight, they can eat a lot of it. So when breeding season came around, the emus migrated through the farmland, and these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm of man-sized poultry, 20,000 emus strong. These feathered tanks then proceeded to completely steamroll through the fences, into the fields, and started laying waste to the wheat.
Oh my god, they're just like, nom 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 nom, my wheat. It's my wheat now. What you gonna do, kill 2,000 emus?
The farmers attempted to fight back the initial wave with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly, completely used.
Rifle fire? They were freaking shooting rifles at the emus? God.
This ginormous L made the farmers pretty bloody angry, so they gathered together and went to the government to ask for help. Sir, 20,000 emus have hit the wheat fields. Fuck me, mate. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence the Great Emu War. The entire 7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA, armed with 2 LMGs, 10,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers.
Were they not worried they were gonna extinct the emu population?
A little bit excessive for an overgrown turkey, if you ask me. And upon their first deployment, the army immediately ran into a major problem. Emus are fast.
Oh, yeah, they are. I think you'd have to be a pretty good shot to kill an emu.
Really fast, clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meant that once they opened fire, the emus would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But they still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus.
Oh, only 12 emus? I mean, I know this is like 1939. Back then, they didn't worry about extinction of an animal. The world was a weird place in 100 years ago.
This embarrassment led the army to retreat and rethink their plan. So a few weeks later they returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down. However, this also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the flock of the approaching trucks, which gave them all enough time to book it before the army even got there.
So smart!
And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you can hit on them without doing any damage.
Yep. Yup, and their heads are very tiny. Like, you'd have to be a pretty good headshot.
Meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of blood, sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960. The population
960. They were only able to kill 960.
was 20,000. This was an issue as, unlike America, our defense budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely fuck all. So the government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and called it a day. How the fuck did we lose
They just put a little fence up. That should have been their first thought.
this? I could have done a better job with a boomerang and a cricket bat.
Why would they just build a fence? Why was that not the first thing they did? Army really thought they could win against a dinosaur? That's what I'm saying. They're faster than the tanks and smarter than the army. I mean, it's not that hard to be smarter than an army. It's not that hard. Back then they had emos. Now we got Skibbity Toilet. Chat. Is it bad I've never watched Skibbity Toilet? I always joke about having Skibbity Toilet brain rot, but I've actually never watched Skibbity Toilet.
This shrimp can cause explosions.
My man
Wait, this looks like one of the shrimp bosses in Another Crab's Treasure.
goal is to blow up.
Introducing the Mantis shrimp, native to the West Indo-Pacific Ocean and possibly the coolest crustacean under the sea.
That's the one with the fisticuffs.
Because this fluorescent armored sausage is actually a voracious, bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a weapon powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear. See, the mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with ease.
Look at it move. Look at its colors. It's almost like it wants you to come to it. It's like it's trying to attract people so that it can smack it and eat it. I don't know. Does mantis shrimps eat fish? I never even thought about that. What is their natural food? I don't think it's anything like crazy. It's just like a dude's head in a toilet going skibbity dop dibbity doop dib skibbity da da skibbity bop boobity da. There you guys go. You just put a toilet seat around me and it's the same thing. You watched it. You've officially watched Skibbity Toilet now.
Easily the most advanced set of eyes on the fucking planet. First off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a periscope.
Oh my god.
A full 360 degrees of vision.
360 degrees of it. Their eyes are creepy.
However, more importantly, they can see colors we can't.
Oh my gosh.
So the mantis shrimp's eyes contain a full 15 photoreceptor cones compared to our 3.
What? No cones? They have 15. I only have 3. That's an unfair advantage. He's hacking, Chad. He's hacking.
Which is a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance.
Oh my piece.
Now, not only is the visual clarity unmatched, they can also see into the infrared and ultraviolet light spectrums. And despite all of this, they still can't find who asked.
Group photo and everyone who asked.
What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward.
Okay, so they do eat fish. Okay, that answered it.
And, most importantly, Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs
He
famously
eats crabs!
exist inside of a defensive shell. So, how does this polite little gentleman break into the shell? Simple. He throws hands. That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has a punch that produces 15,000 newtons of force.
Oh
That
my
is
god, that is a lot of newtons.
176 newtons per gram. So if a human was capable of that same kind of force, a right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite.
Oh my... What? What?
Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is so fast it creates a vacuum in the water called a cavitation bubble, which then immediately collapses at such a speed it creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target and reaches a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun.
What?
Mr. Krabs is getting f***ing disintegrated.
Money, money, money.
This shrimp...
Money, money, money. Pow! And he ceased to exist, and the temperature cooked him as well. And he has such cool colors, too. He's not afraid to fight.
Dolphins get drunk.
Oh?
But why? Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean. In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me. This
Are we really that smart, though? We're kind of stupid. We're kind of stupid.
means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode. There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle-o in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, how would the dolphins get drunk?
So, how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple. They abuse pufferfish. You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish contain this really cool...
Oh yeah, pufferfish have neurotoxins, right? They're so weird. Pufferfish are the weirdest, one of the weirdest fish I think in the ocean. They're really cute and they go, oh. Imagine if you could just inflate whenever you just feel uncomfortable.
and totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin? You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking planet.
Okay, but like how potent? Is it more potent than that snail that can kill 700 people with one like jizz?
This shit will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose. And it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check so you don't, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted. Now,
I don't think I could ever, besides being like a vegetarian, but I don't think I could ever be brave enough to eat something where there's like a chance of you dying. Like, it can't be that good. It can't be that tasty.
puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kind of lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that." Dolphin?
They're just like, it could be a good party. They party hard!
This jellyfish is basically a time bomb. Introducing the Irukandji, a species of jellyfish native to the northern waters of the land down under, and
It's native to K-Lead.
possibly my least favourite animal in the entire ocean.
Wait, you don't like jellyfish? But they're so pretty.
Because it is just a massive, spiteful cunt. Well,
But it's
massive
pretty.
is misleading, as this little guy is tiny. I mean, ridiculously small. Being not much bigger than your fingernail at the head and basically
Oh my god. That's a teeny tiny jellyfish.
completely f***ing invisible to the naked eye. This is a fairly major problem, because behind that halo cloak frame, they are dragging 3-foot-long tentacles and shocking absolutely no one.
Say the line, Bart.
It is one of the most venomous jellyfish in the ocean.
Oh my god, of course. It's always the most venomous. Always. Always. At least dolphins are not venomous.
I'm so f***ing tired of the stealth poison multiclasses on OCE servers, dude. This shit is broken. You see, those 3-foot tentacles are covered with tiny little barbs, and at the barest touch, they will literally propel themselves into your skin like a bullet and inject you with the Australia Special, a pina colada cocktail of various neurotoxins.
Of course, so much neurotoxin. See, the problem with Australia is they have big creatures that will murder you, and they have teeny tiny creatures that will murder you from the inside out.
And upon being injected, you will feel absolutely nothing.
Oh.
You'll keep swimming around,
Oh.
splashing about in the water, kissing the homies, until you are overcome with a sudden, severe feeling of impending dread.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's the worst.
I mean the kind of dread that will have you hysterically screaming that you are about to die.
I am gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna f***ing die!
That's me. That's me every day. I'm going to die. That's me when I stub my toe. I'm going to die.
That's because the invisible cunt here does psychic damage, inflicting a condition known as Irukandji syndrome, which
Irukandji syndrome.
starts with a feeling of impending doom so strong there are records of people asking to be, avoiding a ban here, forcibly disconnected from God's Minecraft server.
What does impending doom feel like?
And that feeling of doom is warranted because about 30 minutes after being stung, that biological bomb goes off, with the venom initially causing extreme pain throughout your entire body. And after making you feel like a failed isekai protagonist, venom then spikes your blood pressure and heart rate through the roof, which can cause heart attacks, blood clots, and has even been recorded to cause brain hemorrhages.
Oh, fun!
And the f***ed up part is, it doesn't have an anti-venom.
This thing sneak attacks you, waits 30 minutes, sends you a private DM telling you it got your ass, and there is not a f***ing thing you can do about it. Toxic little shit. This jellyfish...
That scares me. I don't like when they don't have anti-venom. I don't like that. I don't like that. No. Never swim in Australia. This is a jellyfish. Never swim in Australia. I think if I ever go to Australia, I'm staying in the city and I'm wearing like a full outfit, like I'm just covering head to toe in clothing to protect me from anything touching my skin. You need armor to be safe. I mean, people survive in Australia, so it must be somewhat fine. Like, people live all the time. I'm curious how many people actually die from the creatures of Australia versus like people dying from like heart attacks and cancers in Australia.
This adorable little octopus is also the world's deadliest.
Of course.
Introducing the blue-ringed octopus, a species of cephalopod native to Australia, and in a shock to precisely 0 people at this point, it's venomous.
You could look at a creature in Australia and ask the age-old question, is it venomous? And it's always yes. Everything in Australia. And you think, are kangaroos venomous? Yes, they are. And you might think, Cammy, they're not. They are. Trust me, they are. They are. They will always be. They are. They are. Even if you think they're not, they 100% are, because they're in Australia. They are.
Because of course it's f***ing venomous. Why wouldn't it be venomous? That'd make my life way too f***ing easy. Now, to its credit, unlike most of the toxic bullshit in this hellscape I call home, they at least have the common decency to be coloured like a f***ing neon.
At least they're like, look at me. I'm colorful. I'm dangerous. Don't be licking my tentacles. I mean, the fact that more Parz survives Australia, it means it can't be that scary, right? But at least he's well informed about the deadliness of the country he lives in.
Sign. However, it immediately loses this credit by being the octopus equivalent of a f***ing hobbit, coming in smaller than a 50-cent coin.
Why? Why so small? Why so venomous and small?
And this is a problem, because it is the most venomous octopus in the world. That's right, this fluoro spaghetti ball is packed to the brim with neurotoxin, more specifically, tetrodotoxin.
Always them tetrodotoxins.
You know, the same shit that turns cooking a puff fish into a quick time event? Yeah, these little guys are packing it too. However, because it is Australian, the blue-ringed octopus is on violence timing and is the only animal in the world to use this shit as an offensive measure by way of a venomous bite.
Of course, of course.
But what does the venom actually do? Well, imagine you're wading through the rock pools with the homies, and you accidentally disturb this little gentleman's residence.
Oh?
The blue ring, taking the American approach to home defense, suctions onto your leg and bites you.
Of course it bites you.
Best part, it's completely painless. So if you're distracted by how thick your mate's looking in those Speedos, you aren't going to feel shit. That is, until your face starts tingling like TV static. It's warm out here under the sun, but you weren't sweating like this 5 minutes ago, and now you got a headache. You start to feel sick, weak. You go to call out, but your voice comes out slurred like you just knocked back a bottle of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
Ooh. That's a lot of vodka.
And then suddenly, your legs come out from under you, and you hit the beach. Fun fact about tetrodotoxin. It's a paralytic.
Oh?
Freezes up your muscles one by one, starting with your arms and legs, which is why you're kissing the sand. You know what else is a muscle? Your diaphragm, the muscle that controls your breathing.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, turns those bad boys off too.
Oh no, it just keeps turning everything off.
And so, your chest stops rising and falling, and you suffocate to death right there on the beach.
Now, you may be wondering, how come no one called an ambulance? That's easy. They didn't have time to. You went up to meet your ancestors in under 20 minutes. God ordered your ass with same-day shipping, and this little delivered.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Employee of the month.
This animal will peel your face off like a banana.
Oh?
Introducing the one creature that strikes fear into the hearts of every Aussie. The infamous, terrifying drop bear.
Drop bear? Is it different than a koala?
A species of predatory marsupial exclusive to the land down under. This genuine nightmare may
It looks like a koala.
seem pretty normal at first, closely resembling the koala bear, and that is by design.
Of course it's by design.
You see, the drop bear is an ambush predator, patrolling the branches of the eucalyptus tree and using their keen sense of smell
my
to detect incoming prey.
God.
And once they can smell you approaching, they will position themselves in the leaves of the trees, being basically impossible to spot unless you're actively looking for them. And even if you do see them, you're automatically going to assume it's a koala. And
Yeah, why would you assume it was anything else? Because it looks like a koala.
that assumption is probably going to be the last mistake you make, because walking under these things is inviting the most painful death you can think of. Once you've walked in the range, the drop bear will launch itself from a tree and aim directly for your head. Small animals will often be clapped on impact as the 20-kilo drop bear launched itself out of the tree so fast that it snaps their spine.
Oh
And
my
they're the lucky
God.
ones, because once they make contact with your head, drop bears will immediately puncture your scalp with their foreclaws and latch on like a fuzzy little face hugger. Once firmly
This is like straight out of a FNAF game.
attached to your skull, the drop bear will start to kick out your eyes with its hind claws in an attempt to blind you. And while they are forcing you to cosplay Daredevil, they will be tearing into your face with their fangs like a fucking chainsaw. The attacks are so vicious, most human victims end up being completely scalped and having their faces removed. And even if you manage to pull them off in the initial assault, those claws contain a potent neurotoxin which will paralyze you in under 5 minutes, allowing them to run you down and eat you alive.
Oh my God.
Australia loses roughly 600 people per year to drop.
600 people will get their face ripped off and die to drop bears. That's crazy. That's 600 too many people.
Bear attacks. So if you want to survive your trip down under, I have a secret to share with you about the drop bear. And that secret is that all of this is complete and utter bullshit.
What?
Drop bears aren't real. I made it all up. April Fool's cunt. This...
It's gonna start screaming in the microphone. How dare you! Ah! Can't lie on the internet. Everything has to be factually true. Factually true. What's the point of lie? I'm kidding. That was hilarious. The way he just like owned it. The way he was just like, And the way I was eating that shit up, I was like, yep, sounds true. I know nothing about Australia.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing
It's the deadliest snake because it has a gun. Nothing as deadly as a snake with a gun.
the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom in the world, I will give you exactly one guess as to where it's found.
Australia. It's found in Australia.
It's Australia, of course it's fucking Australia. Be so serious here. Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada? More specifically...
Canada, we don't have dangerous animals here besides moose. Moose, that's all we got. Moose and a gun. We got moose and a gun.
As the name suggests, the taipan is found inland in the outback.
Of course, in Caelan.
Luckily, extremely far from civilization, because this homicidal hospital host...
Yeah, but majority of the bears we have here in Canada, like near the cities, we just have black bears, and black bear death is very low. Like, you're more likely to die of a drop bear than you are of a black bear.
...is the definition of size doesn't matter, because despite having extremely small fangs for a venomous snake...
Of course, it's a small snake with extreme venoms. I'm so shooketh.
Like, coming in at only 6.2 millimeters.
Oh my
the
gosh, so
tape is here to
tiny.
show you that you absolutely can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Yeah, taipan venom is a pina colada of pain, containing, but not limited to, hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis,
Oh, of course.
nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and
Of
3
course.
different kinds of neurotoxin.
Of
Needless
course.
to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes.
That's a new record. 15 minutes.
And that venom is so fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people. But
Does that mean it's less venomous than the snail? Because the snail could do it to 700 people at once. And the snake can only do it to 100. You have the Kodak bears in Canada, wolves, badgers, and wolverines, and the wolverine. Yeah, but they're in the wilderness. They're in the wilderness. People barely encounter them. I have never. I know. We even have cougars. We have cougars, and they like to go out on the prowl in the clubs.
The funniest part of this snake's venom is that in the wild,
they only hunt rats and fucking mice.
Oh, they just like the rodents.
The deadliest venom on the planet, and they are using it to pack up Remy the rat. It's like
It's like we need the most potent poison in a snake, but only for a rat. Like they could be going after bigger things. Well, that's not true, Arch, because in Australia you can find venomous snakes in the cities. Like you can just encounter deadly spiders in the cities. You're not gonna find a wolverine in like Toronto.
hunting a rabbit with a fucking AWP.
That's the cutest f***ing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
This
Canada also has sea wolves that swim around and eat fish. Yeah, but they don't hurt humans. But they're not venomous. They will come at you and murder you like in your face. In Australia, you'll have like a little spider that will accidentally murder you because it bit you because you startled it. Elephants, I mean, moose and polar bears will purposely go after you. There's no accident happening there. Don't live in a mining town. Plot twist, don't live in a mining town. It's scary and dangerous.
I ate lunch with a wild lizard.
Oh,
You see, before I made the videos, I worked as a handyman, and one day a client asked me to
he was a handyman. I love that. I love that more Parz lore.
do some brush cutting because their lawn was, putting it lightly, completely f***ed. So I'm taming a miniaturized version of the Amazon jungle, and I see something that nearly gives me a heart attack. A big lump of scales slithering through the brush about 2 steps
That's so brave to cut grass in the outback. What a brave man.
ahead of me. Being Australian, I immediately assumed it was a snake, which is a problem, because the only 2 snakes in my home state are highly venomous and extremely aggressive. So
Of
I
course.
immediately stopped what I was doing, backed the f*** up, and got ready to call in the snake catcher to relocate the angry hospital noodle.
Help me.
However, while dialing the
Help me.
number, I noticed something. That was kind of too fat to be a snake, and it hadn't tried to eat me yet. So, being the poster child for why women live longer than men, I waddled back over for a closer look, and I found this little guy.
Aww. Look at it. It's so cute.
This is a blue-tongue lizard, and they're actually pretty cool. Native to Australia, these bad boys are basically a tubby skink, but as the name suggests, they have a bright
Oh my god, they're so blue. I wonder what makes their tongue so blue. Like what part of their gene, why are their tongues blue? There must be some benefit to it, right?
blue neon tongue. Now, I couldn't just leave this distinguished gentleman in harm's way, so I
No.
yoinked him and began looking for a place to relocate him away from where I was working. However, during the relocation process, this cute little man proceeded to cuddle up to my shirt and fall asleep. And
He's
did not particularly appreciate me trying to move him from his resting place. So, considering it was the middle of the day, I just said, fuck it, called a lunch break, and proceeded to sit in the sun eating a chicken sandwich while Godzilla's little cousin took a nap on my shirt. He sat with me for my entire 30-minute lunch break without me holding him. However, unfortunately, I was only halfway through my workday, so after I wrapped up lunch, I had to say goodbye. I very delicately removed my new scaled friend from my shirt and released him back into the wild.
Alrighty, big fella. Off you go. Back into the bushes. There you go. See you, friend.
I think this incident legally qualifies me as the first Australian Disney princess. I ate lunch with a...
Australian Disney princess. I love that. I would miss him too. I would have to kidnap him and take him home because I absolutely couldn't leave him behind. I would be devastated to leave him behind. I think it would be tragic. Tragic.